Hello everybody. Before I start this video today, I would like to quickly say I'm sorry and about the lack of videos recently. I know it's been a long time, but I can assure you that I am back in the game and I am here to stay. I have a lot of reviews coming up and I am taking requests again. So, yeah, the first request I've noticed that I have to tackle today is one of the most infamous, well-hated episode through the entire community. Yep, we're talking about the bottom of the barrel, the number one worst episode of SpongeBob. Whenever you ask any of the community, you will get this answer. It's a pal for Gary. That's what they'll say to you. And coming into this episode, I haven't watched this in years. I wasn't prepared for it, you know. I didn't know what to expect because I like to give my episodes a fair shot. I like to be a lenient reviewer, so I rewatched it again, and it was terrible. Yep, Pal for Gary certainly does hold up to its infamous record. This is a really bad episode, guys. So much is wrong with it. It's very mean-spirited towards Gary. That's the biggest problem we got with it. But before that, why don't we take a brief bit of the plot. Let's see what it's about. So basically, SpongeBob notices that Gary is alone all the time, and that he needs a companion to keep him from being bored all day while SpongeBob's at work. So SpongeBob passes by on his way home from work one night and sees a gypsy that is somewhat selling random pets. These pets aren't really identified like what creatures they are. They're just weird looking fish. The gypsy tells SpongeBob that they're dangerous and that if you have another pet, it can be extremely harmful towards that pet because they eat them. But SpongeBob doesn't even listen. Heck, he doesn't even pay the lady. He just takes the fish. He takes the pet. Doesn't do anything about it. Just so yeah. SpongeBob then gets home, and of course, while he's expecting Gary and this new pet to get along, which his name's Puffy Fluffy, creative SpongeBob is creative. Uh, it's pretty predictable. Havoc breaks loose, and the new pet tries to eat Gary. Well, while watching this episode, I really did sympathize with Gary. You hate the situation he's in. You want him to get out alive, but every time he gets out and he's trying to survive, SpongeBob then blames him for everything he's doing. He's like, how dare you do this to Puffy Fluffy? You know, you should be nice to him. But every time he turns his back around, Puffy Fluffy's trying to kill Gary, practically. You know, and it's so annoying. Which even another problem I have with this episode is the disturbing transformation that Puffy Fluffy goes through. Because he comes into the house looking like this small, cute little fish, but once SpongeBob goes to sleep and Gary goes back to investigate, he turns into his true form, which is like a weird looking sea monster. It's just, and it's really creepy too, because like that, I'll give them props. It was well drawn, but it was so disturbing. Like really, the thing has like 5 tongues. It's sharp, jagged teeth. It's just, ugh. Which, and of course, the beast lights SpongeBob's house on fire. You think he'd wake up from that and actually try to stop him. Nope, just goes to sleep, you know? It's just ridiculous, you know? Gary's trying to put a stop to all this, and then finally, when SpongeBob wakes up and he finds the Puffy Fluffy with Gary in his mouth, what do you think he does? Do you think he actually tries to stop him? Nope. He just says, "You put Puffy Fluffy down right now." What? Like, honestly. Of course, and then Gary has to pretty much get rid of the monster by reenacting a rodeo scene he saw in the beginning of the episode on TV. He then drives away Puffy Fluffy as he runs out of the house, and SpongeBob then says to him, I guess you weren't very nice to him after all, or something like that. It's just so stupid. In the end, of course, Puffy Fluffy, my bad, Gary, has to go to work with SpongeBob for every day now due to SpongeBob not wanting him to be alone and actually enjoying himself. And Mr. Krabs doesn't pay him or SpongeBob. I really don't like this episode at all. There's no humor. There's insufferable ignorance on SpongeBob's part, which you have to put up with the entire episode with. It's just irritating. You got creepy designs of the monster. You got. Uh, I tried so hard to think of something good to say about it. Like it's like, can you at least say one good thing at all? I can't. I just absolutely can't do it with this one. I I mean, it's not the worst episode in my opinion, but it's up there, guys. If you've seen it and you hate it, I don't blame you. I'm gonna give A Pal for Gary a 2 out of 10. Awful episode. Insufferable, definitely. And it's quite a shame because I like season 7. It's a good season. But this episode is my second least favorite. And I will get to the worst episode in season 7. That's next time. But as it stands, I hate this one. I give it a 2 out of 10.